So a lot of people say, well, then if you put it into AI, how is that your thoughts? And it's because of the Crispy formula, right? I'm going to give AI the article. The role is assume the perspective of a professional looking to spark discussion and provide value to my connections. So the content is I want to provide value to my connections.
Welcome to the Making Sales Social podcast, featuring the top voices in sales, marketing, and business. Join Bryn Tillman, Stan Robinson Jr., and me, Bob Woods, as we each bring you the best tips and strategies our guests are teaching their clients so you can leverage them for your own virtual and social selling. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome, everyone. You are locked into the latest episode of Making Sales Social Live, coming to you from the Social Sales Link virtual studios, and is brought to you by AskSSL.ai. QR code for that is in the lower left-hand corner if you are interested. I'm Bob Woods. Bryn Tillman and Stan Robinson Jr. are here as well. How y'all doing today?
Great, Nevin.
Real good.
I've got all these people on. It's great. I hope they're all here. I've got, are you going live? I'm like, yes.
Yes, we're going live. We promise we're here. Things are going to be a little different, though. Hopefully, we will get through this glitch-free. So we're crossing our fingers and we're going to get going here because today we're getting immensely practical. We have 5 prompts written in our Crispy format prompt framework, say that 3 times fast, that can help you in various actions that you want to take on LinkedIn. Now, if you're watching us on LinkedIn or YouTube, whether live or via recording, you'll actually see the prompts because it's a visual meeting there. So, you'll see the prompt as we read and talk about them. If you're listening to us on our audio podcast, you can hit up our YouTube channel to see the actual text. And if you're watching live, our Prompt Writing Made Easy, we're going to say that again, Prompt Writing Made Easy book is coming out tomorrow. Can we hear some fanfare? Find not only these prompts, but the ones that we're going to show today, but many, many, many others to guide you through in your prompt writing. To find out more, just go to promptwritingmadeeasy, all one word, .com, to either sign up for the wait list, which is only going to be up for one more day, that's today, or to actually purchase the book on Amazon, which is tomorrow onwards, which is also tax day. So, pay your taxes, learn how to
get a refund, buy a book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get a refund. Well, not a direct, but you know what we're talking about. So everything in both what we're presenting today and in the book is written in our Crispy prompt format, where C is for context, R is for role, I is for inspiration, S is for scope, P is for prohibitions, and Y is for you, the secret sauce in our Crispy recipe that I guess isn't so secret anymore because we're talking about it everywhere, essentially. So with that, I think we're just going to go ahead and just show the prompts directly. How does that sound, guys? Excellent. So now Bob has to figure out how to do this because he's never done this live yet. So let's see here. Is it that one? No, is it
it's
that
one? It's a third button, which is share screen.
It's this one. It's this one.
Woohoo!
Hey. Ooh, and our little faces show up on the bottom too. I had no idea. That's very, very cool. So,
faces.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. We're down here. Which anyone listening to us on audio right now, I have no idea what they're talking about. So, the first one that we are going to do is commenting on a post.
Can I talk before we go through the actual prompt?
Yes.
Yay! So here's the thing. There are tons of tools out there to help you comment, right? In fact, there are automation tools. There are 3 people that comment automatically every time I post something. 2 business pages in 1 person. And they are so generic and it's icky. Like I almost want to tell them to stop.
I blocked the guy.
Oh, did you? Oh, so you were getting...
I actually blocked the guy. Yep.
So here's the thing. Commenting, first of all, why do we want to comment? The most important thing to someone who shares content in that moment is engagement. And we want to do what matters to them, right? We talk all the time about bringing value. Well, a big place to bring value is to comment. Not just because you're acknowledging their content, but you're also helping them spread the word, right? By commenting, you are bringing in a new audience. In fact, Joe Affelbaum shared something, and I don't remember exactly what it was over the weekend. And it said, "How did you find this?" was the comment. So I said it came through a notification because I follow his stuff. Then one of our clients engaged, and she said, it wasn't a client, it was Lori Richardson, commented on it and said, "I found this through my first degree connection, Bryn Tillman." Okay. I wasn't prepared today, obviously, but ultimately what happened is because I engaged on Joe's stuff, people in my network saw the content. So commenting is one of the nicest, kindest things you can do. However, commenting from a perspective of great post or love this just doesn't hit the mark. So we put together a prompt, and by the way, we still want you, please, to read the content, but we put together this prompt so that it really has a little more of an authentic feel, and it will relate directly back to the prompt. So I don't know who's going to review that, but I just wanted to say that before we talk about the prompt itself.
Why don't you go ahead and review it, Stan?
Good deal. So we're talking about commenting on a post, starting with the context. And the context in this case is I want to create a simple comment for LinkedIn posts. Please, we like to use please when we're talking to our LLMs. Please ask me to either copy and paste the content or share the URL to the post. And so that's giving the background. The role, you always want to tell AI what it is in terms of, in this case, act as a digital marketing expert with experience sharing relatable comments that get engagement. As Bryn mentioned, when people post, their goal is to get engagement and visibility. So you're helping them to do that. Inspiration. Generate a comment that will add value to the author and other commenters. So this helps you to avoid Bob's favorites. Love this, great post. Okay, so you add something substantive. And the scope, focus on a clear, short comment that resonates with the reader. Prohibitions. It's easy to overlook this. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't use emojis or hashtags unless you like them. And don't show off. And then you, as Bob said, this is the secret sauce. This is where the AI interviews you. Ask me questions you need to complete this task one at a time.
Could not be more simple.
Yeah, and so first of all, I'm going to just go back. Promptwritingmadeeasy.com. We have hundreds of these prompts, this being one of them in the book that publishes tomorrow on Amazon, promptwritingmadeeasy.com. But here's the thing. That's the goal, that we make this as easy as possible for you. So when you copy and paste this into your preferred LLM, ours is Ask SSL, but this will work in any LLM, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, any of them. When you put this in here, it now becomes your interviewer. And this content becomes authentic in your voice. So here's another quick tip. And we've got lots of people on this call. It's awesome. Quick tip. If you're like, I like this, and you're trying to take notes, take a screenshot. If you're on your phone, screenshot your phone. If you're, you could screenshot it on, whether you could take a picture of the desktop or screenshot it, and then upload this to your LLM as an image and say, text, please. And it will give you the text. And then here's the fun piece. Then say, run the prompt. And immediately, just by uploading it, say text, run the prompt, this is now running for you inside of your LLM.
Good stuff. Good
Yay.
stuff. Good
What
stuff.
is next?
Next, if I can get this to go. Yeah, next. I just want to make sure that is next. Yeah, blog post writing. So you can use this for a blog post off of LinkedIn, or you can use this for LinkedIn articles. And when it comes to LinkedIn articles, we like LinkedIn articles because even though they don't get visibility as much on the platform, where they do get visibility is in Google. And so, you can be listed as, you can come up as a resource for whatever the blog article is on, and go from there. We have a LinkedIn user that says, "Can you repeat which platform we use?" That is AskSSL.ai. It is our own platform, but that is what we use. AskSSL.ai. I'm really sorry. I was going to show my shirt, but I'm so small you can't see it. I'm sorry. What was that?
If you would like a demo, you can go to AskSSL.ai and click on get a demo, and we'll actually write you a
prompt,
a personalized prompt.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So the next one is going to be blog post. Like I said, it is blog post writing. We're not moving on yet. I'm just going to read through these really quick because now we know what the individual elements are of the Crispy format. So the context is, I want to write a blog post on a relevant topic that engages my whatever audience. The role is act as a blog content creator. Your inspiration behind it is generate informative and engaging content that adds value to readers. And that's so important because you want to add value and really bring value and genuinely help the people who are reading this blog post of yours, because that promotes you as an expert. Yet promotes you as someone who really knows what you're talking about in your field. The scope of it is to focus on a clear theme that addresses common questions or interests in our niche. Prohibitions. Avoid overly promotional language that detracts from the post's educational value. In other words, don't pitch. It's that simple. And then the U, obviously, the secret sauce. Ask me questions that you need to complete this task one at a time. We've all used this. It all works very well, especially when in the interview, when it's really bringing out exactly what you want to talk about through the interview process, and it puts it much closer to your voice. Obviously, when it's done, before you copy and paste it out, read through it, make sure it sounds like you. I always recommend to read it out loud yourself, because if you read it out loud and you're thinking, it doesn't sound like me, or if you stumble over something, that means that part needs to be rewritten. So never, ever, ever copy and paste anything directly out of an LLM.
So I'm going to share. So with Ask SSL, we can create an avatar so that it reads it. And I just did this morning with one of our new clients, Tracy, where we needed to write content that led to her solution, which is called Reset It, which is so cool. But, where do you start? Well, we ended up pulling content right off of the website. We ran this exact prompt. So it started like, what do you want to talk about? And, she wanted to talk about how to, I think it was self-limiting beliefs. How do you overcome self-limiting beliefs? So she grabbed links and content from other blog posts that were on the website that other people published. It's part of her company. So she can do that, right? It's not, it's her, so, and then, it walked her through, what are the takeaways that you want at the end of this? So while we're using an LLM, as she walked through this, and the Ask SSL actually, the avatar knew her, right? Because we trained it. Literally it was about 97% there.
That's fantastic.
So the more that you use, first of all, this Crispy methodology with the you, ask me questions that you need to complete the task one at a time, the more authentic it's going to be you. But also, the more you teach your LLM about you, the more aligned this will get. So if you pop this into any other LLM that hasn't learned you yet, it's probably an 80-20 rule, like Bob was saying. But the more it learns about you and the more you can feed it that's accurate in your voice, in your brand messaging, all that fun stuff, the closer and closer we'll get with a lot less editing over time. So I just wanted to throw that in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So with that, let's go ahead and Bryn, as soon as I get this, post text from
I love this.
rated. Therefore, you should have it.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
You're welcome, Bryn. Anytime.
Yeah. So, we often recommend a 10-to-1 ratio for engagement to posting. And that posting includes curated posts. So it could be 10-to-30 by the time you have an original piece of content. But publishing curated posts can be very, very powerful. I'll often grab something from Jeb Blunt or something from a HubSpot because it's got some really powerful content around sales and marketing. Or maybe I'll find content on, Michael Stelzner's AI. He's got such good stuff. Anyway, lots. I'm blocking if it's social media examiner, right?
Yeah.
So there's just so much that you could curate out there that brings value to your audience that helps to lead them to your solution. You're not leading with your solution, but simply just taking that article and sharing it isn't enough. We really want to put our thoughts around this. And so a lot of people say, well, then if you put it into AI, how is that your thoughts? And it's because of the crispy formula, right? I'm going to give AI the article. The role is assume the perspective of a professional looking to spark discussion and provide value to my connections. So the content is I want to provide value to my connections. The other thing I could do here, if I wanted to, is I can say, act as Michael Stelzner and interview me, then help me ghost write an article, right? That could be a role here. Not ghost write an article, ghost write the post for the article. The article's written. Ultimately, I'm trying to get that post content, the text, to go along with the curation. So maybe I will say, you are the author, help me write the post. Or this is simply, in role simply, I just want to write a post that's going to engage my connections, the text. Right? Our scope could be focus on what the article addresses, the relevance to our industry and how important it is for my connections to read it. Encourage them to engage in comments with their perspective. I would also add here, if this were a LinkedIn post, keep it under 2,000 characters. I go into prohibitions, avoid complex language, technical jargon. I'm also going to put in here, do not use prepositional phrases in the beginning of any paragraph. Do not use the word delve. And then my favorite prohibition that I'm just going to throw in here will be something like, do not plagiarize anything from this post. If it takes something, I want to make sure it's in quotes and we're leading it back. And then, of course, the secret sauce, ask me questions that you need to complete this task one at a time. Now, I'm also going to put in here, which is not in this one, and I've updated it since, which I also want in context or in inspiration. I want to put, once you share the text for the post, please reshare the link to the original piece of content without hyperlinking it. And then when it gives you the text, you can copy the whole thing and it will be copying the link to the original content as well.
That's an excellent tip. And actually what Bryn said is something that I want to bring up. When it comes to any of these prompts that you're either viewing here or hopefully you'll go and buy the book at promptwritingmadeeasy.com. This is a framework. This isn't a Bible. So you're not taking this stuff as is and never changing it and always depending on it doing what you want to do. Feel free to play with these. Also, ChatGPT, Ask SSL, whatever it is that you're using, it's a conversation with the LLM. You're not doing necessarily one-shot prompting, which is what it's called when you put in one prompt and you just expect everything to come out all perfectly, which quite frankly, because of the Y and U, that's not going to happen anyhow. But even after that, this is a conversation that you are having with the LLM. Treat it as such, ask it to improve things if it needs improvement, do all of those things just like you're talking to another person who is assigned to help you in whatever task it is that you're doing with the LLM.
So I have to do a side note. I just have to for a second. You said something a little funny. And my rabbi growing up would always say the Bible is the framework for your life. So
oh, that's neat. I like that.
That was like
that's cool.
So that was like, oh, you said it's not the framework, but wait, I'm confused. My rabbi said it is. Okay,
yeah,
say it.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, no, I like that. It is the framework, but it's not, like.
Yeah, I just thought I had to share.
Yeah, no, that's funny though, and it's actually true. A little life lesson for everyone too.
That's long before the days of prompt engineering. Yes. Yes. The beauty, before we jump to the next one, the beauty of curated content, by the way, is if you're just getting started posting, one thing that hangs a lot of people up is I can't create content. I'm not a writer, this and that and the other. So if you can, as Bryn pointed out, find relevant content and just add your commentary to it.
Yeah.
That is equally
and
helpful.
then you can also use the prompts found in the book to actually help you with ideation as well. In other words, coming up with topics.
Let's see. How many more times can we pitch the book? Maybe 3 more.
I don't know. We should have had a counter up.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Next one, video script. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take this one. So because I'm kind of the video guy with my background and everything. So I'm going to go through this really quick, especially because video scripting, you talk about people who stare at a blank screen and don't know what it is they want to do when it comes to a LinkedIn post. Now think about video with that same group of people. They're really stymied there. You don't have to be stymied though with LLMs and with AI because it can help you with the video scripting. So with that, the context is obviously I need a video script for a LinkedIn post where I share an insight. So that's the context. You do need to tell it that you're going to share an insight because obviously you can, it'll go God knows where if you don't give it at least that. The role is operate as a creative copywriter specializing in video content. Inspiration is create a compelling 2-minute script. I would probably take that down to 90 seconds. That effectively conveys the challenge my audience is facing and one tip or strategy that can help them. And that's very important because they have to learn something that they can use. Otherwise, they're not going to watch. S scope, focus on capturing viewer attention and driving action through strong messaging. Avoid being overly pitchy or salesy and prohibitions, which is a goal that we should all have anyhow, but it's always good to specify that in each prompt. And then the Y and U ask me the questions that you need to complete this task one at a time. And you do need to spell out one at a time as well, because otherwise it will give you like a list of questions all at once. And that just gets really messy from there. So that's why you do that type of thing there. And video scripting, when you do it like this, you don't have to be a producer or a script writer or whatever to help you out with it because AI is a tremendous help when it comes to videos, especially if you've never done them before.
So I love BigView. If anyone's interested, socialsaleslink.com/BigView, BIGVU, if you want to check it out, because it has a teleprompter. Whether it's on your phone or on desktop, you can take that script, hit record, and it has an eye tracking. So even if you're reading lower than the camera and you click eye tracking, it moves your eyes up so it looks like you're making eye contact.
Yeah, that's very important. That's very important.
Yep.
So with that, we're going to move on to our final one, and that's create a poll, a very, very lime page. If I do say so myself, I'm not sure who did this, but it's very eye grabbing, eye attention. Who wants to take? Stan, do you want to take?
I was I was actually going to defer to Bryn on the polls because she
she is
our queen of polls. The only thing that I would add is that LinkedIn has done us a favor and they've actually expanded the number of options for answers to 5.
Yes, we now have 5.
So that's good news.
Do we all have that? I did not have it last week.
Bob? Oh, okay. I do have it. If you go in and create a poll and you're still only seeing 4, it will be coming. LinkedIn is obviously doing yet another one of their slow rollouts where not everyone gets everything at once. So if you haven't yet, or if you do have it, great, use it. If you don't have it, stand by. It will be coming to you.
Okay, and someone asked for the link to the Big View. I'm going to put it in chat. If I'm looking down, it's because I'm in the comments, by the way. So I'm putting a link to, it's socialsaleslink.com/BIGVU. But I'm also going to put it in the comments. I love it. If anyone wants to see it before they buy it, schedule 15 minutes with me, socialsaleslink.com/Brynne, BRYNNE. What is this? Oops.
I did that.
Someone who wants to connect. All right, there we go.
Good.
So that's what it is right there. So with that, Brynne, wow, we are up on it on time. Poll queen of polls, take it away.
I love polls. I love prospecting by polls. I think it's one of the most powerful ways that you can start a conversation with someone that you don't know. And by the way, just take a picture of this or a screenshot, put it into your LLM, especially for those of you coming in late. And just say text, please. And then once it gives you the text.
There we go.
Okay, great.
No, let's get rid of that. There we go. Now people can see it.
Excellent. Right. So here's the thing. We know there are a few things that we know. In this particular case, it'll say include 4 answers because that's what this is written for. If you have 5, change it to include 5 answers. Answer options, and then 4 specific ones, and then the last one is other. Thanks, Jim, for sharing that Big View. But essentially, we know that there's 140 characters in the text. Just this will give you a poll, and then side note on this: once you have a poll, don't hope and pray people show up. There's a little send button. You can send it up blind copy up to 10 people at a time. And you can send it to folks and just say, hey, I'd love your 1-click vote on this poll. And now you start to engage folks. And that's the prospect by poll that I love so much.
Yeah, it's great. It's insanely effective. It's still insanely effective, especially because now that, a couple of years ago when polls first started, it was the latest shiny thing and people were putting out all kinds of ridiculous things in polls and people got sick of them. Well, all those people went away. And now I think we're back to having good quality polls out there that people will actually pay attention to and will vote on. So keep that in mind.
One last tip, again, not same tip for the 5th time, but it's so important. Take a picture. Upload that picture to your LLM, whatever, if it's on your phone, if it's on desktop, and say text, please. You can just say text, it will work. It's going to give you all the text on the page. Then you're going to say run prompt. And it will run this prompt for you. Okay.
Very good. Very good. So with that, we are going to wrap up by asking you for the 94th time to go to promptwritingeasy.com.
Prompt Writing Made Easy.
Promptwritingmadeeasy.com.
Yay.
That's all one word. The easiest place to get access to the book on Amazon when it comes out on April 15th, or if you're still listening to this on April 14th, it's our wait list. So with that, thank you for joining us for this episode of Making Sales Social Live, sponsored by AskSSL.ai. If you're with us live on LinkedIn or YouTube right now, we do this every week, so keep an eye out for those live sessions. If you're with us on our podcast, which means it's recorded, go ahead and hit that subscribe or follow button if you haven't done so already. We would appreciate that, and drop us a like or a comment as well. We do 2 shows weekly, this one and our Making Sales Social interview series, where we talk with leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and many more areas. More info on our podcast is at socialsaleslink.com/podcast. So with that, when you're out and about this week and any and every week, going forward, going backward, whatever, be sure to make your sales
social.
Everybody have a great day, great week. Survive tomorrow if you're live, and talk to you soon.
Don't miss an episode. Visit socialsaleslink.com/podcast. Leave a review down below. Tell us what you think, what you learned, and what you want to hear from us next. Register for free resources at linkedinlibrary.com. You can also listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Play. Visit our website, socialsaleslink.com, for more information.